Digimon and Pokemon, two of, if not the biggest monster collecting franchises on the planet, both with a great legacy of over 2 decades and some of the most passionate fans in the world. But with passion can come anger. Many Pokemon fans already critical of their own franchise will be dismissive of Digimon as a rip-off, and many Digimon fans will hate on Pokemon, either because Pokemon is the more popular of the two, or because Pokemon fans have made them feel that way. But it is time for our fighting to end, for us to put down our pitchforks and pick up our Pokeballs and Digivices. Because I believe there is a great merit in being a fan of many franchises, appreciating what makes each of them good, and how goddamn cool a crossover between two of them might be.
And that's why today we're going to unite these franchises and explore what it might look like if Pokemon Trainers got Digimon Partners.
What he said? Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Whether you're a Pokemon fan, a Digimon fan, or both, Brandon, aka Pragmagic, is a PokeTuber you should definitely be checking out if you do like Pokemon, and we thought it would be super fun to collab and kind of meet in the middle on these two monster franchises, and explore what it might look like if we gave Pokemon Trainers Digimon Partners.
Exactly. Like he said, I am Brandon, aka Pragmagic, and over on our YouTube channel, we explore Pokemon content, primarily fan-made Pokemon, aka Fakemon. Speaking of my channel, make sure after you watch this video to go check out my channel, where we'll be doing the inverse of this video by giving the Digidestined their own Pokemon gym leader teams. Make sure to check that out.
And remember, this is just a little bit of fun. Both of us are fans of both franchises, so we hope you enjoy. This list, we've gone a bit more of the anime route instead of the video games, and have chosen Ash Ketchum and the Kanto gym leaders from the first season of the anime to give Digimon Partners. But if you'd like to see more Pokemon characters get given Digimon Partners, let us know in the comments down below.
For Brock, it feels fairly straightforward, so we partnered him with Gatsumon. It feels like a good parallel to Brock's Geodude and even his Onix, minus the snake-like elements of Onix. From there, we really wanted to keep the rock theme above all else, so Gatsumon would then become Golemon, to Gogmamon, and then finally Blastmon. Golemon especially fits for Brock's Geodude, considering Geodude's final evolution is Golemon. See what I'm saying? Blastmon also matches Golem, because they both have this hexagonal rocky pattern going on around their heads, realizing that they're tiny heads with rocks around them, and that's hilarious. Also, imagining the anime version of Brock in the Digimon universe is hilarious, because he'd have a field day with all of them lady Digimon. Watch out, Angelomon, he's coming.
As for Misty, we have given her Swimmon, this to match the fish theme of Digimon she has in the video games and sometimes in the anime like Goldeen, and because there's no real starfish Pokemon, so unfortunately we can't match her Staryu or Starmie. Her Swimmon would then digivolve into Seahomon, to reference the Horsea, Seadra, and Sea King she has in different outings, then to Gosokumon just because it is a really strong water ultimate level Digimon, before finally becoming Plesiomon. A standout water mega for me that I think would work very well with Misty, and act as a sort of parallel, because if we consider the crest of reliability to be the water crest, Plesiomon is one of the possible megas for Joe's Gomamon.
For the Fire-type gym leader Blaine, we decided to go with the standard Coronamon line, which is Coronamon to Firemon to Flaremon to Apollomon. I think this comes closest to a good representation of both Blaine's anime and video game teams, mainly drawing large inspiration from his Growlithe and Arcanine, but also members of the Ninetales family, which he's had in the anime and the Pokemon TCG. You could even stretch the reference a bit to include any quadrupedal fire types he's had, like the Ponyta line, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Koga presents a challenge. The Poison-type ninja gym leader has had some really interesting choices in his team. My initial temptation was to have his partner line include Raremon and then Raremon to act as a reference to his muck that is often on his teams. And while I do really like this pick, we decided instead to try and hit as many visual references as possible in one Digivolution line to his Pokemon teams, and so gave him the in-training Digimon Budmon as a semi-visual homage to Koffing, which would then digivolve to Kotemon to reference Koga's traditional Japanese martial arts practices, and then Kogamon, because, well, its name is literally Kogamon. I mean, and it's literally a ninja. I mean, could you ask for more? What do you want from me? Then Kogamon would become Arukenimon to reference Koga's common team member Ariados, as well as his other bug types, before finally becoming Demon, a suitably tough looking mega and a fairly decent homage to Koga's Crobat in his Elite Four team.
The Electric-type gym leader Lieutenant Surge is next, and who better to handle the Lightning American than the American? No lightning. For his partner, we decided to follow the standard Pulsemon line, of Pulsemon, to Bulkmon, to Boutmon, to Kazuchimon. Pulsemon and Bulkmon especially fit Lieutenant Surge's vibe, with Pulsemon being a Raichu equivalent, and Bulkmon referring to the fact that Lieutenant Surge is just ripped and is a massive human. I mean, he's like 8 feet tall in the anime.
As for Sabrina, we've decided to give her the rookie Digimon Tapirmon, acting as a double reference to her Hypno and Haunter. Tapirmon's Japanese name being Bakumon, which is related to the Baku of the Drowsy and Hypno line, and the kind of ethereal smoke that comes from Tapirmon also matching her Haunter and other associated ghost Digimon she has in different outings. The Tapirmon would then digivolve to Wizardmon. That's probably the closest match we're going to get to the Magician line of Abracadabra and Alakazam, plus Wizardmon being a purple Digimon in the card game ties into the Psychic type quite well, and then Jokermon and finally Piedmon. Jokermon and Piedmon I think match her visuals quite well, and also her Mr. Mime, which is commonly on her team, and in general the humanoid psychic type Pokemon that are found throughout her anime, video game, and other appearances. Erika, the grass gym leader, is very simplistic. We gave her Floramon as her rookie partner to match her general flower aesthetic in things like Vileplume, and then its champion would be Vegemon, I think to hint at a little bit more of that kind of sinister poison side to some of her Pokemon. Then to Blossomon, and finally Hydramon. This creating a really nice through line of kind of dangerous plants. Rather than something safe like Lilymon or Rosemon, the poison typing is actually fairly common across Erika's anime and video game appearances. So I wanted to fold that in a little bit in this line and do plants, yes, but intimidating ones.
Giovanni presents an interesting case. Obviously in the anime, which is a big factor in these choices considering Karn is doing Ash Ketchum next, Giovanni is most often associated with Persian. However, almost all his video game and even anime teams have some kind of kaiju influence. Most commonly as a gym leader, and even as a member of Rainbow Rocket, he has both Nidoking and Nidoqueen on his teams. But even in initial battles with him, when he has a reduced team, he has Pokemon like Rhyhorn or Kangaskhan to reinforce this kaiju feeling. I also don't think the Nidos being king and queen is a coincidence. It's instead a thematic tie to the fact that he is the leader, and views himself as so, and thinks he deserves that role and more. As such, we've settled on his partner line being Agumon Black, to Dark Tyrannomon, to Master Tyrannomon, and finally, Rust Tyrannomon. This folds in the kaiju aesthetic we think is so important to his Pokemon teams, but also shows off the darkness of Giovanni. And on top of that, Rust Tyrannomon has that industrial aesthetic that you might associate with the grimy underground Team Rocket hideouts. If we wanted to go the Meowth and Persian route, we'd probably just follow the standard Meicoomon line, of Meicoomon to Meicrackmon to Racielmon, with Racielmon kind of giving off that royal aesthetic that we had with Nidoking and Nidoqueen.
And then for our anime exclusive character Ash Ketchum, although you could definitely make this work for Red in the video games too, I want to give Ash an Agumon, because I would consider Agumon to be Pikachu's equivalent in Digimon. Not necessarily visually, although I guess they're both yellow coloured, but more because they are ostensibly the mascot of each of their franchises. If you wanted something that still references the franchise, but perhaps is a little bit closer to Pikachu, I think Elecmon would also work quite well, digivolving to Leomon. Rip Ash's Digimon, I guess. But I think in this instance, Agumon works much better. In my mind, it would represent a lot of different elements of the Digimon franchise across the years. So we would have Agumon, the traditional Agumon, digivolve into Geogreymon. Then, while I know it's not technically Greymon species in Japan, I have chosen Doryugreymon, just because I think it would be a really interesting and different ultimate for Ash to have, and you could kind of tie in its red coloration to things like his Charizard, I suppose. Plus, it's a nice little reference to the X-Antibody side of the franchise, before finally digivolving to Victory Greymon. I think this makes a ton of sense for Ash. Victory is a big theme in Pokemon, even though Ash himself takes a lot of L's. And then if we had this hypothetical situation where Ash and Tai faced off, they would have different megas, and Ty has already covered quite a few of the Greymon Megas, so at least Ash gets something unique. And not only would this Agumon line be interesting because Agumon is a mascot Digimon, but also, of course, would act as a cool inverse to the Black Agumon that we have given Giovanni. And that's our picks.
Let us know which of these Pokemon Trainer Digimon Partner combos was your favorite, and make sure to let us know if you want to do other gym leaders or Pokemon seasons in the comments below.
Yes, and if you got this far, please do consider liking, subscribing, and ringing the bell to let me know that you want to see more videos, and more importantly, let the YouTube algorithm know. And make sure you go check out Prag's channel right now to see the inverse of this video where we gave the original Digimon Adventure Digidestined Pokemon teams. Thank you to my amazing Sovereign ZDK14 and all the other people who support this channel, and we will see you next time when we go digital. And remember, this is just a little bit of fun, and both of us are Franz Chandler. But I believe it is time for this. Sorry.
Agumon Black to Dark Tyrannosaurus.
And remember again, this is just a little bit of fun. Both of us are fans of.
Mainly drawing lard. Mainly drawing lard.
Brandon, Lieutenant Search. Don't know why I felt the need to do a dance to that bit. Okay, good.
Especially fit Lieutenant Lucerges? Wow, okay. Pokemon and Pokemon.